What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
How's it going?
It's good. It's
Got a few things to hit up today.
yeah. I know we got the. It's been a trying. I know.
This is as close to the Marlins as you're gonna get for a while.
I know. I saw that today. I don't know. It's
17 total, including the 2 coaches.
Yeah. Who is it that they were supposed to play coming up here?
Baltimore.
They're the ones that were refusing, or a bunch of them were voting not to fly over here just to play the game.
Right. Well, not only that, now earlier today, the Nationals that were supposed to be in town this weekend.
Yeah.
They took a team vote. They don't want to come down this weekend. So MLB, of course, can say, well, okay, cool. Well, you still got to go. But MLB finally came out and said, like, I believe Tuesday is the earliest they can play.
So how are they going to do this now?
I don't know.
You've already got a truncated season, 60 games. And now you've got one team that's like, well, we're everyone's starting to play their games where they're like, well, we got to stop now for this team. And then these guys are like, well, we got to wait for our team. And then you got, it's not like you're going to make that up, I don't think. There's not enough time anyway, right?
I think they're going to have to try. Because the thing of the 60-game season is teams like the Marlins that we're not supposed to be ready to compete just yet, you know, until maybe next year start competing a bit. Now they're like, well, shit, 60 games. We got
might
some
have
prospects
a chance.
on the come up.
Chance.
Well, why not?
Listen, how many teams do you know, and we've seen this every baseball season, the teams that are hot all the way up to the All-Star break, and then they fall apart after that.
Well, I saw a stat the other day where I think it was I forgot what year, the Athletics.
Yeah.
After 60 games, were in first place, and they ended up finishing the season 23 games behind first place. But just to go to show, in baseball, any 60-game stretch can be won by anybody.
Right. So the question now is basically, not the question, I guess it would be, is who basically can get hot during these 60 games? That's all you need, really, because at that point you're going into the playoffs. And
they always say with baseball, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Now they're saying
it's a sprint.
This season's a sprint.
It is. Of course it is.
You know. And so, of course, we can go back and forth about, you know, if this would have been the Yankees or the Red Sox, your Red Sox, they damn near would have shut down the season.
The league would have been
because it's one of them top
big market teams.
Big market teams.
I know.
Because it's the Marlins are like, okay, well that's no big deal, and
they can stop playing and we'll just keep going.
So they're suspended from playing until at least I think Tuesday, and then they'll kind of resume. I would imagine those games, which will probably be at that point 5 or 6.
Right.
They're going to have to make it up. And again, 60 games, anybody can do well. It was only 3 games, but they won 2 out of 3 to start the season at Philadelphia, which is a team that's expected to contend. Mm-hmm. You know, so it was a good start to the season. In other words, for you to have this happen to you now, and
now here's something I'm seeing, and I don't know if that's because I remember before all this started, I know with Trout talking about whether he was going to play or not. Is MLB allowing the players to kind of opt out like the NFL's doing right now, which I'm seeing?
Oh, you had a couple players opt out today.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now,
do you remember who it was? Just curious.
No, it wasn't a big name guy, but it was some pitcher who, given the circumstances, he said he's done. So that's I don't know with the labor agreements if that affects their salary, if they're going to get paid. If I don't know, because they've gone through so much negotiating that at this point I don't remember.
Right.
But absolutely, if you feel like you're in danger and you don't want to go through the risk given this thing, but the good news is that like the Phillies, who they played the Marlins this opening series, they're fine, and so no issue with them, even though they played the Marlins this past weekend. The issue was, I told you, I texted you that day, opening day, big day for me, which was Friday, and hours before the first pitch, our starting catcher, out on the injured list.
Yep. Yeah, because they got to be out 14 days, right?
Right, and I get the rules where without the player's permission, they can't disclose he's out because he's positive. But also, you're not talking.
You would think during a pandemic you could say come on.
Not even that. We're not talking to 3-year-olds. Hello, injury list for undisclosed reasons. They're not saying his shoulder, his ankle.
Not to mention the entire world is going through this right now. This isn't just.
So everybody knows, that that's what happened to him, and then hours before or almost about an hour before the third game, we lose our starting pitcher that day and two of our starting position players, which was Jose Ureña, and then it was Garrett Cooper and Harold Ramirez. So everyone was like, shit, man, like they're positive too. So now you got a problem with 3 because you're like, or it would have been at 4 at that point because you're like, okay, these guys have been together now for this whole weekend, so who else? And that's when they did the test.
To start testing, and next thing you know,
and the results came out yesterday that it was 11 more. Today it was 4 more. So the whole team is still in Philadelphia, just waiting it out, quarantined up there. So,
jeez.
Well, obviously, listen, as a fan, I want to see them and I want them to do well, but I want these guys to be healthy and again, we talked about it many times where, generally speaking, the younger guys in shape who've already taken care of their health, they'll be just fine. Look, Freddie Freeman came back, just fine. But you don't want these guys going home. It's not like the NBA where they're in a bubble. You don't want them going home and giving it to their grandparents or their parents or whatnot. So,
well, listen, like I said, it's happening just like it is with MLB. Well, first of all, at least they're not completely shutting the season down. They're still trying to get through it. Obviously, the Marlins are going to be delayed in this, but for the most part, they're still going.
Yeah.
I know the NFL's, they're starting to gear up, but I've already seen a couple players that have already saying, hey, I'm opting out. For the season, for whatever reason, and that there are some where their teams are having small little pockets of breakouts with this type of stuff. So, I don't know. I saw the letter that Goodell put out, basically saying these teams, at least in the beginning, are going to be literally being tested. I mean, almost daily. It seems they're like.
Well, now the Marlins are going to be tested every day. Yeah. Derek Jeter just came out with a statement about an hour ago.
Yeah. So I mean. I don't know. Like I
said,
the
NBA is doing a good job, though. The NBA is doing it best. The NBA said, "Listen, if you want to play, you can come to Orlando, and they're doing it at the
bubble.
But you gotta stay in this bubble."
Right.
You saw Lou Williams got jammed up
right away. And that's what I'm saying.
You thought you were gonna go to a little strip club after the game and hang out with your rapper friend? It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. And
he got busted, and now he's got to be away, I think, for the 14 days or whatever.
Right. But yeah, they have shown that it can work. Now, obviously, basketball is a bit different. Courts can be literally side by side. They can have a complex like that. Football is just not like that. So it's going to be very tough. Baseball, not like that.
But that's the funny thing about it is that of all those sports, well, football too, you're coming a lot of in contact. Well, these linemen at all times.
Even more so than baseball. I mean, clearly.
No, baseball's the one you thought would work best because you're naturally distant from each other.
Right.
You go up to the plate. That's the only time. Well, when you're on base, of course. Yeah. Where you have the catcher and the umpire right there. On defense, with the exception of like making a double play and when something like that happens, but you're in your position and you're spread apart.
The only
far
issue,
more than 6 feet away.
Yes, the only issue would be, and I know that's why they have stands, obviously when they're in the dugouts.
Yes.
You can't be next to each other.
Yeah.
Which is, it's silly. And it's funny, I was going to ask, what do you think of, because I've seen it just looks weird. The basketball so far, even the baseball, what does it look like to you with the cardboard cutout fans?
Can I tell you something honestly? Because I was watching the opening day with my neighbor here at the house, and between the cardboard cutouts and the sound effects from MLB The Show, by the third inning you forget that they're cardboard cutouts.
Yeah. Well,
you're not focused on that.
I get it. You don't pay attention. It must be weird for them more than anything.
Probably, because they're not hearing the live noise. But I'm telling you, from watching it on TV.
Yeah.
By the third inning, I even made a comment to him. I'm like, dude, I don't see it weird at all.
Yeah. Now
you just see the background kind of in your peripherals, but you're not, and the crowd noise and all that stuff. That it's fake. But
the thing with me, it's interesting because I really would like. I mean, I guess they do it. It's kind of like it's that familiarity, that we use. But I would almost, and again, I've said this, especially with football. I want to hear the chatter, the stuff that you would never hear because the crowd's so loud. Stuff that you're not going to hear, even the baseball players.
Yeah, I mean, they've started to do that with the being mic'd up and all that stuff, and I think that they're introducing that a lot more. I think so far this season, they've kind of just, let's first see how this is going to work.
Right.
But I love that when they have the guys mic'd up during games. I know the Marlins did it last year, and if the Marlins did it, a lot more teams did it as well. Hearing the chatter, I remember last year, our second baseman, Isan Diaz, he was mic'd up in the middle of a game, and they're talking to him in the middle of defense in the whole thing, and it was fun, you know.
Well, it's cool to see that, but I mean, and every once in a while, you know, even during these crazy loud games, because you got the guy on the side, he's holding I'm talking football, obviously. They're on the sideline, they'll hear it, and you can hear the quarterback cadence, even over all the stuff going on. Every once in a while, you'll catch an F-bomb here and there,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of cool. That's why I said, even with all that noise, you can hear it. So it would be cool to. Obviously, they don't want it to sound like crickets.
Yeah. No, but to answer your question, it felt perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And for the weekend, I enjoyed watching the Marlins.
Yeah.
Well, Saturday was not enjoyable.
Well, listen,
they
they'll
got
be
their ass kicked, but
yeah. Well, they're going to be back. And
but
again,
Sunday was probably the most impressive win since Jeter took over as owner, because you got word minutes before the game almost that you had your starting pitcher and 2 regulars out. You had fill-in guys.
now you got to get somebody ready.
And not only that, then you got down and I'll be honest, the first inning it was 4-0, we were down,
Yeah, and you're
and
like,
I was like, okay,
Yep, this game's over.
let's go to the park, and you know, and so they came back from that and ended up winning 11-6. It was a big win, and now here we are. So,
Well, rub the heads.
shit, might catch it from them.
Yeah. Well, you know, listen, maybe they bring some luck, some of that old school championship teams type stuff.
Yeah. No
I mean,
shit.
hey, listen, it's a short season, and again, they're gonna get to play. So
Yeah.
you know, in the end, it's not matter. Unfortunately, I didn't get to catch any of Boston's. I did see some of the scores. I know they dominated like the first game. You know, got beat the next game. I didn't even see the last score, but it's just been, you know, losing Mookie and just the way everything's been. I'm half interested, even with the starvation of sports. I'm just like whatever right now.
Well, look at the Dodgers. They had a rookie making his debut on opening day. I forgot the guy's name. They had David Price say he's out. Kershaw got injuries, so they literally got no-name guys they're just bringing up, and it's all about money, man. They don't want to end the season, you know.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, the
So-
contracts are getting. I mean, obviously.
And again, look, the most important thing is their health. You want them to be healthy. They got families, they got kids. From a baseball standpoint, I mean, now, like I said, the Marlins are quarantined over in Philadelphia. It's not like they're going to be going out hitting the cages and doing this. Now you got whatever amount of days it is, they got to be there. What are they doing?
Yeah,
Just in a hotel room chilling?
I guess I was
playing
gonna say,
MLB The Show?
They're probably not going to be allowed to do anything. Which now you gotta get that rust off. Even if you're just sitting it hurts you, especially when you're just getting into the swing of things.
Yeah.
You know, these
And
other
don't be
teams now are
surprised
going to
now.
have.
You don't be surprised now. You're going to see these guys. You know, in baseball, like a hamstring injury is a common thing. And these guys play every single day.
Yeah.
Now you're going to see these guys going. It's like, okay, you don't have COVID no more. Go back in the field. But I'm not really warmed up to get. You know, I'm not.
Exactly.
I haven't been prepping to get back in the field.
Yeah.
Now you're going to see those
And then-
kind of
and
freak
then-
injuries.
Right, and then compound that with the other teams that are already gotten into the swing of things for a few weeks. More games under their belts. Everyone's kind of warmed up. Everybody's, you know, pitchers are going into their second rotations and stuff now. I mean, I don't know. It could be tough. But
Well, yeah, we spoke about it before. Whoever wins the World Series this year, there's going to be an asterisk. There's no
I know.
ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely going to be no talk. Are they one of the better of all? You know, there's just not going to
No.
be that.
No all-time teams this year.
Yeah, I know.
But
So, you know, whatever.
aside from that, man, how you been feeling? I know we both have discussed being a little run down.
It's just one of those things. It's almost like the dog days. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because
I know exactly what it is.
we're deep.
I know. It's the combination of every damn
Yeah.
thing is what it is.
I know. Yeah, when you start compounding everything, it gets. There's some days, and you know, you're exhausted, and there's days trying to get up for even a workout, even with pre, which doesn't do anything sometimes.
I think I've threatened the last 2 or 3 weeks to not work out the whole week with
You have. You've mentioned it a couple times.
Yeah.
I'm not working out. I'm
Yeah.
taking a break.
No.
And then what do you do through the whole weekend? What'd you do? Oh, well, I Saturday I did this, Sunday I did this. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
you know.
But I felt it. I felt it this yesterday, Monday.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, you know what, too? The heat is really starting to really.
But I told
we're
you,
not even, and we're. I mean, it's, obviously, look, we're about to hit August. We've already got a freaking hurricane system, or it's not a hurricane yet, but it's already heading our way.
Yeah.
That we're gonna have to deal with. I don't know what it's gonna be. Hopefully, it's nothing major. We usually don't get major ones this early, but it's 2020.
not even on
and
my radar right now, to be honest with you. So much other stuff, and you know.
I can't help it because they're talking by Sunday. Now, I'm not saying we're getting anything major because right now it's not even a named storm, but they're saying by Saturday it's over the islands, and you already know these are hundreds of miles wide, so we could be getting effects by Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunday, it's showing that it could be over. So now these things slow down, they speed up. What is it going to mean for work? I don't know how serious it's going to be.
Mean shit. We're going to either work the same or work more.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's what we're doing.
Well, you know what I'm saying. The whole
Alpha
Bravo and all that stuff. I don't know.
But I don't know.
Well, listen, we were, like I said, the reason I mentioned that is it's ironic. We're like, hey, we're going to get out of town for like 2 days. And sure enough, the storm's coming. I'm like, hey, it's the same days we're going to be gone. That's effing great.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, dude, could you just wait a minute?
Yeah.
Steer a little bit to the right, something. Like, can we just wait until we get some impacts? Like, push it to the end of like September, October. Come on, guys. But it's 2020. Why would we not do that?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, my ass has been dragging lately, but even training. And I know you have too. You've been I think overtraining.
Especially training. But the thing is, and when we were younger and we heard this stupid saying, we were like, yeah, whatever. But as you get older, you're like, no, I get the whole workout smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
I really like consciously knew Sunday afterwards that it was almost stupid what I was doing.
Yeah.
Because like I told you, I went Sunday morning and I went to lift, and then I came home, I ate or whatever, started watching the game, which again started with the Marlins getting their ass whooped. And then I was like, fuck it, because the weather's been iffy.
Yeah, it's like 1 minute it's blazing hot.
Yeah, so I wanted to take advantage.
Typical South Florida weather,
Yeah, so I wanted to take advantage of the weather being good, and so I took the boys to go practice, and we're there about an hour. Scorching hot. Well,
it's funny if you ever text me some of those pictures, and I'm like, bro, it just looks hot. I could feel it just looking at it.
No, we literally, when I know we're gonna be there an hour, no more, no less, I'll bring the cooler with drinks, and they're drenched. So come back from that, and then I had my brother-in-law and my nephew come to join me and Frank to do some boxing stuff, and I had told them before, hey, we're not gonna do as much as we did 3 days ago because they came over on Thursday.
Okay.
We did like 25 rounds. I go, we're not gonna do that much today. I'm a little bit tired. Ended up doing 26 rounds. And I'm like,
did you do all 26?
I did all 26.
And then everybody else didn't?
No, but only because, but so they didn't do as much because again, then, I ended up like holding, my nephew wanted to do a little bit more rounds on the pad work, so I was holding the pads for him, and I worked some with my brother-in-law. But they did at least 20.
Okay.
But yeah, so we do like circuits. So we'll do like the first 12 rounds we each in a spot between the treadmill, the heavy bag, jump rope, and box jumps. And we'll do 3 consecutive rounds at that spot, and then we rotate.
Okay.
So at the end of the 12 rounds, you've done those 4 stations. And then we'll kind of pair up and we'll do pad work. So if I'm holding the pads for you for 5 rounds, now you're going to hold the pads for me for 5 rounds. And for those that don't know, when you're holding the pads, that is just as much a workout.
Yeah, because you're taking shots.
You're taking shots. You're kind of throwing because they're gonna. You're not just catching theirs. You're gonna throw some so that they kind of, whether they slip the punches or whatever. And you're moving around with them. So believe me, that gets you. So ended up being 26 rounds. I showed you the picture. I look like I jumped in a pool. And a great time and fun, and I'm glad that we're doing this because it's with family and we're spending more time together. But holy crap, it was a bit much. So yeah, yesterday I was not having it.
Yeah.
And then we both at separate times got sent to do a special assignment where we're hours on in the hot sun knocking on doors.
Wearing all that gear.
And
dude, it was brutal.
So
I was like, and I don't think we even did, at least when we went, I don't even think we did it as long as you guys. So you guys, I don't know what time you started.
Oh, no, I'm telling you, it was almost 4 hours.
Yeah, no.
When I tell you that
we did it for like, I'm not, hour and a half, and I was dying.
We had to do, so what me and my partner did, we would do, no lie, about 10 houses on each side of the street.
Yeah.
go back to our cars to move our cars, take a 5-minute break. I shit you not.
Oh no,
Get water.
Of course.
Wipe my. Thank God I always have my gym bag in the car and.
Well, I learned the hard way.
50 shirts and I'm wiping down.
Dude, I learned the hard way. It would take me until I got back to the car the first block to wipe my face down, because by the time I got midway down the street and sweat's pouring down and I'm trying to wipe the back of my hand, and it's just the hand sanitizer that's been on my hands is now going into my eyes.
Yeah.
Where I couldn't even open my eyes. I was just like, that was miserable.
Yeah. No. And then so 5-minute break in the car.
Yeah.
Hey, I look at the review. You good? All right, let's go.
Yeah.
About 10, 12 more. Okay, so we did like 100 houses between the both of us. I mean, it was.
Yeah, it was
the vest was wet.
Right. And I can see why you would say, hey, forget it. And at first I was like, well, I think I would be good. But then after I said, like, yeah, I'm not good. I don't care. No. I'm going home.
At that point,
I was exhausted.
Dead ass, I decided that, you know what? Maybe I don't take the whole week off. But, I'll do like a deloading week where I'll just, the intensity and the sets and the reps go down about 20-25%. Kind of give my body a little break, man, because
listen, your body and it's telling you, hey,
sometimes you need the whole week break.
It's like,
we talked about that.
Yep.
I didn't feel like that was one of these times. I just felt a little bit run down, so I go, you know what, instead of I do every body part 35-40 sets a week, I said, you know what, I'll do 20-25 this week and just do it that way.
Yeah. Well, yesterday when I got home, I ended up, since obviously we didn't really train yesterday, I ended up doing and it wasn't a lot, only like a 25-minute session of cardio on the elliptical. That was enough. It was just something,
Every time you say the elliptical, I want to knock you out.
Listen, I can't do the pounding that you guys do with the running and stuff, and I get shin splints.
That was another thing. I said, I'm not going to do my 4 or 5 runs this week. I'll do 2 or 3.
Yeah, I just can't.
So I'll go tomorrow after working out. I'll get a run in. I did hear, thank God Almighty, that you no longer have to have the mask when you are at
I saw that. So
treadmill.
I'm like, so then what's the point? You might as well not even have a mask, at least to me. You might as well.
No. I see the point. So you heard it where that they kind of pushed back those rules a little bit again?
Yeah.
Okay. The way they did it at first made sense. They just panicked with everything, and I get it. But it's like one machine, 3 taped off, other machine.
Right.
And they did it randomly, obviously, depending on where it's set up. So if that's why I told you, if you're gonna go and do
you
bicep day, you're not gonna do it. You can get away with doing a full body.
Because you have to somehow predict what machines are even available and what's taped off. Yeah.
So initially, if I'm gonna go from this, bicep machine, I'm here. I'm gonna do biceps. I can take it off while I'm here. No one's gonna be anywhere near me just by the way that it's set up. You can't. Now I'm gonna go to do triceps. Okay, from point A to point B, put the mask on because you may walk past somebody, so that's fine. When you go to the treadmill, the same thing. The basketball courts are unavailable. They're with ellipticals and Stairmasters and all that stuff spread out. So the treadmills are literally, not only they're spread out, but they're not all functional. They turned them off. They taped them off.
Oh, okay.
So if believe me, it's more than 6 feet.
Yeah.
If I'm in this treadmill and you're gonna go run as well, you're not anywhere near me. So the rule would be when you get to that treadmill, I can take it off. I'm telling you, at least 10 feet away. Okay? No problem. That made sense to me. When they changed it and now you had to have the mask, even lifting, okay, whatever, I'm fine. Dude, I ran two or 3 times with the mask on.
I'm sure you were.
Not happy, dude. Not happy. What is like that? I get what's the point? The rules are set. You've moved the stuff away. No one, I'm telling you, I would tell you if it was bullshit. If I didn't feel safe, I wouldn't be there. Period. Nobody was running because of the rules of being distant. It's not like before I'm running and my buddy comes right up to the treadmill. How you been, brother? Oh, good. Yeah. No, I mean, everybody's legit distant. So
yeah. I get it.
And I don't know. I'm surprised in the news we didn't hear anything. Only God knows if somebody in any one of these thousands of gyms had an accident where they passed the fuck out. Because I'm telling you, it was rough.
Mask,
so I heard they kind of chilled a little bit with that one. So that's good. But yeah, deloading week this week, bro. Nice and easy.
Yeah,
You know, kind of, and we talked about it before. These breaks are needed because you kind of recharge your batteries a little bit, and then you know you come back next week and you feel kind of re-energized.
Yeah, because I got well, I mean, yeah, it's funny because even like today, I feel like it feels like I physically feel like it's Friday. Like basically, what I feel like by the end of the week.
As far as being run down.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's just usually when it's hitting Monday and I'm like, geez, it's one day and I'm already feeling like this, man. It's like they say the dog days of summer, I guess. I don't know. You know.
Yep.
Plus the routine, and you know, this thing has been going on now for so many months. After a while, there's just so much you can do.
Plus, oh, by the way, everybody's dealing with COVID and all this stuff, but with our job, not only are we dealing with COVID, we're dealing with the stuff with our job.
Well, right.
And so that
that's a whole nother.
I
didn't even get into that.
That mentally, but it's worth mentioning because you know, and I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, our job is more important than yours and whatever, and that you don't have stress and all. I get that, but there is one profession that is arguably the most hated profession in this country right now. Has been for a while.
It's been for a while.
And it's what we do. And like I always say, what gets me is you got two dudes who actually go out there and try to help people. We're not the problem. We're not the problem.
Yeah.
You know? And when you go to certain calls and you're spoken to a certain way, or you're, you know, made to feel, or you know, they tell you that, oh, you're a racist and this, because of some nonsense you saw on the TV. Give me a freaking break. So we don't gotta get into all that, but I'm just saying, all that stress day in and day out, on top of COVID stress, on top of, you know, we got kids and school and what's gonna happen with that, and they're gonna, safety reasons we want them home.
I know.
But how's that gonna affect their educational growth? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And now we got, you know, not that there isn't gonna be more. Now you got the hurricane or whatever it's going to be.
That's why I didn't even want to get into that.
I know.
Because I don't need that on my plate right now mentally to be like, damn, am I going to put shutters up on Saturday or what?
I know. Yeah, and that's
like,
true.
And again, if that needs to be done, no doubt it'll get done.
I know.
But I don't want to on Tuesday worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So
I'd say in the next 48 hours we'll know more. As far as maybe not the exact place is going to be landfall, but maybe the possible strengthening. They've gotten pretty good at figuring out what these things are going to do. You know, I think they did a pretty good job last year as well.
Dude, I can't even imagine, bro. We need.
I know, it's like we
need a hurricane, like we need a hole in the head, man.
I know.
Not for nothing.
It's like, come on,
2020
man. It's like, what else, man? Come on. I know. So, and that's why I was joking earlier. I'm like, the one time I'm like, hey, I just want to take 48 hours for us. No, of course you can't. No. Storm's going to come.
So what are your plans changing?
Screw your vacay. Well, you know, I told before, I said there's no way we're going to, you know, because we go to Disney a lot. I was like, there's no way we're going this year. They've canceled a whole bunch of stuff. We missed the cruise.
Initially, you weren't going to go at all.
No. And I was like, no, we're done for the year. But as time goes on, I've been paying attention to the parks a bit. You know, they only got about a third of the guest volume that they normally do. And they have been pretty good about keeping people apart. I have seen somewhere you got people still trying to get in lines, I guess. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff that normally is there. It's going to be modified a lot. We talked about the masks. I mean, if you really think I want to walk around wearing a mask in 95-degree heat, I don't. But
no, but they've
probably going to try.
They've been safe.
Yeah, but, you know, it looks like we're probably going to try. Go for a couple days.
That surprised me, and so
it surprised me because at first I was like,
No, but to your credit, and I guess to their credit, I mean, if you feel safe enough to go, because you've been even probably more strict than I am. And when you told me you were gonna go, that was a bit surprising.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And like I said, we've canceled everything else.
Yeah.
We canceled our trip to Jersey. That's coming in. It was supposed to be for November already. Done with that. The cruise, the summer trip, I mean, everything. You know, and they even said that they were doing the Not So Scary Halloween, which is like one of my favorite things to go to. You know, they canceled that. No Very Merry Christmas, nothing. So, and when you go, there's no parades, no fireworks, no meet and greets with the nothing.
It takes away from the experience.
It does. It's a big part of it. But to get the away from here for a while,
yeah.
even for just to see something else, man. You know what I'm saying?
And because you've done your research and you see that they've
that's
been safe.
That's a big reason.
Because I do think sometimes we just get in our minds, we can't go anywhere. I'm like,
I know. And
and then that's where, even from the beginning, dude, like, somebody would say, not to your face, but that's stupid, that's irresponsible. How are you going to put Aiden in danger? And then you're like, motherfucker, I went to Publix yesterday.
I know. And
we need to put the bread.
Listen, I did make that point.
We need the bread.
Because me and Sammy were bouncing it back and forth. And even now, I'm like, am I making the right decision? Because, if we go and anyone gets it, I'm going to feel guilty.
My point being, so who goes in and out more? Who in one Disney World? Publix located at fill in the blank. Where's more traffic on one day? Where's more traffic?
I agree. Publix is horrible.
Right?
Yeah,
but nobody's going to call you irresponsible for going to Publix to get food for your kids.
Right.
Okay.
And that's why I said, well, listen, we could be getting it when we go there. And we're dealing with idiots going, they have the markings on the floor and people still go the wrong way and they get behind you. They don't give a fuck. So, yeah. So I'm like, you know what? If that's the case, then screw it. And again, we're not going for long. It's just 2 days.
Yeah.
And they don't let you, like before, we would go half a day for one, sometimes ride what we want to ride, and then just do park hop over to whatever. No park hopping. They stopped all that. So you can only do one park per day, and they're shutting down, they're closing the parks a lot earlier than they normally do. So if Magic Kingdom, let's say, would close at, say, 11 or 10, they're closing at 7. I mean, it's like a huge difference. Yeah. And they're not opening until 10, where normally it would be 8. So you got a smaller window, much smaller window. And there's just a lot less people going. And if you see a lot now, a lot of times you just see it looks like a bunch huge pockets of empty space, which you just don't see there. Normally it's a sea of people, and you can't even breathe. So, But
it just goes to show, man, people, nobody knows shit. Nobody. I'm sick and tired, and we talked about it earlier. I don't want to hear no more about what the news says and what the left says and what the right says and this politician and that politician. No, but this scientist. But that scientist. No, but this guy's a doctor. He said this. Yeah, but then you got this doctor that says the opposite. Yeah. Like, live your life. Be responsible for your fucking self. If wearing a mask is such a pain in the ass for you, then don't freaking go nowhere. Because I don't think it's that serious.
It's going to be interesting.
I don't think it's that serious. Wear the freaking mask.
Right.
At work. I told you today.
Well, now they're
going to check on us. What's the problem? Are we having a problem? We'll go back to the baseball. They put the other day, if Francisco Lindor can make this badass play with his mask on, you can wear a mask to go to Publix. What's the big deal?
Agreed.
That being said, you want to go to Disney with your kid? You've done your research. You feel like it's safe for your wife and your son to go. It is probably 100 times safer than going to Publix. And we don't go to Publix to fuck around, but because we have to.
Yeah, we have to.
That's okay. No, what are we doing?
Yeah. Agreed.
What are we doing? And the second, I'll tell you what, not with basketball because of the way the bubble's set up, but with football and with baseball, I don't think they're going to go from 0 to full capacity. I think they're going to go, if right now the Marlins said, hey, look, everyone's good, let's say 30,000 person stadium, we'll allow 5,000 fans. You're going to have people show. Enter Marlins joke here about attendance. Okay.
I don't even have to make that joke.
Let's use the Red Sox as an example. How much does Fenway hold? 30,000, let's say, right?
Yeah, 36. Okay. Yeah, I think it's 36.
If they said, okay, we're going to open 5,000 seats, somebody can't figure out, hey, me and Joey going to a game. Hey, I got row 1 seat A. Yeah. You got row 1 seat F. What's up, bro? Okay, it is what it is. Yeah. But wouldn't you want to go to a game?
Of course.
And wouldn't it be safer to do it that way than going to Publix with the idiot behind you doesn't listen to the freaking rules?
Yeah. And the amount of videos I keep seeing popping up where these people, the one person doesn't wear the mask, someone that works at an establishment says, hey, you have to wear a mask or you can't be in here. Oh, and then they turn into this, it turns into this huge thing, and I don't understand it.
And they freaking cough on you, and
I don't understand it, but I don't know. But yes, what you say makes a good point. Yes.
You would have, if
of course,
in Fenway right now, they said, hey, listen, starting September 1st, if the numbers steadily decline. We'll open a 5,000 person capacity.
Yep.
Fenway will be sold out every damn game.
Of course it would. Of course it would.
And again, let's put the money part aside. You can have people go and do it safely. You can't tell me if I'm sitting here and you're sitting 4 seats from me, and you have the employees cleaning everything and all that.
If we go to a game, who's driving together? Me and you. Think about that. We go to a game, we're literally driving together. So then we're going to go to...
Yeah, but...
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yes, it makes sense. I mean, I don't know. This year and the rest of the year, it's like this. There's no question. Going well into, and we've talked about this, I still say well into 2021. Until a cure is concocted, I don't think that we're not going to get rid of the masks and all this other stuff. And I see all these videos popping up.
You saw the lady, I think from CNN, that she's going to try the vaccine.
I'll tell you this. I don't know if I would want to be on the first run of vaccines. Might get a third eye or something.
No, guy.
I don't. All of a sudden you end up all messed up like 5 years from now. Oh yeah, you were in that first round of COVID vaccines, right? Yeah, it's okay. Listen, everybody's having organ failure.
But then again, going back to the nonsense and the politics. Oh, of course, somebody from CNN will be telling you we're going to try this and it's going to be great. Of course, fake news and this. And I'm like, stop it, bro. The lady said okay, and she wants to sign the waiver and do that shit. Good luck with that. May God be with you. Let me know how it goes. When you grow a third arm.
They've been doing trials, though, as far as I understand. They've been doing trials for a while. Multiple teams have been doing. I think they're in like their third phase at some point. So
they were in the third phase.
They've been giving them to people.
Was going to try, yeah.
So they've been giving them to people. All they're doing, I'm pretty sure. Again, I'm not like some scientist. I'm sure what they're doing is taking previous vaccines and kind of toying with them a bit to get them to, modifying them. I don't think they're just starting from scratch.
And because of this is COVID and it's 2020, this is what this year's been about.
Yes.
It gets blown up. They have people try out these vaccines. Every vaccine that's been made
I know.
in the history of mankind has been tried out by test subjects. And oh, by the way, so has this medication you've been taking, that medication, this, that. It's not just developed and here you go.
Most
there are trial studies for everything.
Most of the meds that are taken, even the different ones, they usually change one thing and then it turns into something else just by doing that. I don't remember what the heck. I think it was like a crisis intervention class, talking about the mentally ill and all that other stuff. And I remember they had a doctor come in that was talking about the medications, and obviously a lot of the people don't like to take them because it helps with this, but then it also gives them these side effects. So then
have you seen any infomercial ever?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Or any commercial
it's like
in the middle?
For 20 minutes, they're going over everything that you're going to get.
I always mute
and it's funny because
damn things. I'm like, I'm good, bro.
Yeah, like basically, I'm like, dude. So everything is death. But regardless, they were just the whole point was that they were saying a lot of the stuff is developed. They're not new drugs. What they are is they basically alter them or modify them a little bit, and then they literally promote them and give them another name, and then promote it as something else. But really, it's just the same ones or a lot of the same ones being used over and over, being modified a little bit. So then they come up with these catchy names that they would use in the commercials that you see, because they're not going to use the actual scientific name because they're too long and it's not catchy. So I'm just
But those commercials aren't catchy when they're telling you, oh
yeah, it's
possible side effects of,
and it's always the one
diarrhea,
the guy's
nausea,
the guy's running on the
rapid
beach,
heartbeat,
flying a kite. Be with your loved ones, and then of course that's when it starts. And then it goes down, and it's just like
rapid heartbeat, difficulty breathing,
feet falling off, arms, losing complete control of your bowels,
deadly rashes. Man, 2020.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is just one of those things where, and I know we missed our video last week. Obviously, unfortunately.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen sometimes, and it was funny because we just bragged about, hey, we just did 2 weeks.
Hey, it is what it is, man. I still think we're on the right track, and we agreed to keep them a little bit shorter, to the point, and we'll be all right, man. But
yeah, I promise though, next video we'll try to come with some more energy. We're just faded right now.
Yeah. No, and it's true.
I mean,
man.
we're okay, but it's just
true.
like
we need that.
And I know we give that off.
That pick me up.
Yeah.
Well, I always tell you, I always joke before I hit play when you come here. I'm like, I always feel like every time you come here for this, I'm in a bad mood. I'm tired. I'm run down.
It
I don't
seems
want to
like
talk.
something- and it seems
the
like
last
something-
thing in the world I want to do is talk. And then
seems
once
like
we
something
press play
happens.
and we get going,
Yeah, then we get going, it's
We
okay.
get fine, but it's one of those times, man, where like people are on the edge. And again, not to discredit anyone else's job, but we're humans. We're stressed. We're on the edge. But now we got to deal with people who are on the edge,
Yeah.
who are stressed, and I mean.
Dude, there's times I just want to crawl in bed and just go to sleep, bro. I just like, can I just sleep, man? I just want to rest. Because it's been for a while now. Every day, 5 hours. It wears on you.
And it catches up.
Yeah, it does.
We're not
Especially at
spring
my age.
chickens
I was
anymore.
going to say, you got a little catching up to do
Yeah.
when it comes to me. So, I don't know. Hopefully on the next video, maybe we can, maybe talk a little bit, even though it's a week from now. A little more positivity, maybe looking up when it comes to the sports.
Yeah.
Maybe the Marlins will be doing good by then, where things will start.
Listen,
It
at
looks
this
like the
point,
players are starting to
I'd be
test
happy
negative.
next week to be talking about them playing again, because it's just, again, for the
Grand
weekend,
opening, grand closing.
No, listen, for the weekend, I was excited to see it, man. We need, Jessica Mendoza from ESPN was talking about it the other day. When we know this, sports is an escape from real life. Why is sports, all sports, why is it successful? Why does it make so much money? Why do people watch any sport? It's an escape.
Yeah.
I don't have to
Which
deal
is-
with I get home, I don't want to, think about how my day went at work, or I'm tired about this, or I got this bill to pay, or I got that. It's an escape. It's like working out, it's like music, it's like reading, it's like for some people,
Yeah.
they smoke weed, or they do this or whatever. I enjoy sports.
You know what, too, and this is why I think a lot of people get triggered with the sports thing, because now politics have found their way into pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So and if you think about it, and at this point now, and I think maybe that's why I'm just like, whatever. There's no escape anymore. You can't escape the garbage. It's just, it follows
Yeah.
everywhere. The constant, it's just, it doesn't stop. So even when you go to watch a game or something, it's just everything slammed in your face. Anything with politics, and this goes left, right, and all that other stuff, it's just, there's no escape. So after a while, you're just like, I don't want to watch anything.
Again, I can tell you, this weekend, I didn't have a hard time separating it.
Well,
For
I will
selfish
say, I
reasons.
will say, I have basically told myself, look, I gotta just, I don't really care what anybody else is doing. Because I gotta enjoy because otherwise, what else is left? I got nothing left to enjoy, because,
for selfish reasons.
Right.
Because,
Yeah.
and we talked about it before, if you cut off this company because they said this, and that company, we would be making our own clothes, making our own shoes, making our own food, because we wouldn't follow anybody.
Right. Well,
And we wouldn't, it's just,
Exactly.
it is what it is. But next week we'll try to be a little bit more upbeat, but listen, we're on the right track, and at least we're here, man. So
I know.
I'm a fist bump it, because I've been
It's okay, bro.
messing with my
It's
eye
it's
all
okay,
show,
bro.
and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, man.
All right,
And
brother.
then we're gonna take I don't know, maybe I'll take a fat burner. So,